Imagine 20% of your country's GDP being made up of British pensioner women coming to your country to You see, the situation in Gambia is so insane that the Gambian Tourism Board had to come out and basically tell British women to off and go to someplace else because they're trying their best to attract quality tourists. Tourists who come to enjoy the country and the culture, but not the tourists who come just for sex. I've already made a video about British dudes doing this. Also, they're literally just creeps to women most of the time.
Did you see that Muslim chick? See the eyes? Hi! Would you like to come for a drink with me?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes... Where's the hotties? Everyone likes the lovely girl.
Hotties doing it now.
Yeah. Behind you.
Mate.
Oh, what are you? Daughter to you.
What are you doing, mate?
You're a girl. Come and talk to us. Let's talk. We can talk.
You know, you're just a nasty little...
But turns out, something about British people makes them despise each other and not date each other, which is why they go to poor countries as quote-unquote tourists. Like, yeah bro, I'm sure you went to fucking Belarus because you were interested in the culture. I'm sure you went to this fucking village Shitovska, Belarus to just experience the authentic Belarusian culture. So, because I already smacked the booty of one side, now it's time for the pensioner women. So the situation in Gambia is just horrible and disgusting in my opinion. Where fucking Susan, who's 60, goes to Gambia to just pay people like 500 quid to get some BBC, and the locals there basically have no other choice but to comply. Of course there are Gambian men who don't do this, but living in Gambia is fucking hard bro, and these 60-year-old Anglos take advantage of this in every way. Oh Susan, I just found this place in Africa where the average person makes $300 a year. We should go there and do you know what. It's extremely exploitative to pay someone like double their yearly salary for them to be your boy toys. And you know this shit wouldn't happen if Gambia was a place where you could earn a decent living. Get these motherfuckers on an American minimum wage and they'd be slapping the fish and chips out of these grannies as soon as they offer them their bullshit. Why Gambia out of all the places in the world? I'll let Low Tier God, an expert on this subject, explain this. Low Tier God, an expert on BBCology.
Because when the Europeans came on the ships and seen
African asses bouncing and titties jiggling like National Geographic,
tall statures, thick thighs, they was blown away. Never seen bodies like that until they landed in Africa. Never seen big ass, juicy titties with a nice big ass black brown cheeks bouncing as they run across the golden field of wheat. Never seen that shit before.
Absolute Documentaries made an amazing documentary about this, and I'll be using some clips from their documentary as well. It will be linked in the description. The dude doing the documentary had been to Gambia 15 years ago before this one, and he describes his experience.
There were sort of older white women around. They were incredibly, they were grabby. Like, I got grabbed and pulled onto someone's lap once. She had a hand up my t-shirt. She was all giggling and laughing with her friends. She sort of stopped a bit when she heard my accent, but really she carried on. I mean, she would have carried on if I didn't stop her. And that was my first experience. That's the first time I realized that this country is a place where the rules are completely different.
And then he went into a nightclub where there was a whole strip designed for tourists. And in the nightclub, there are literally hundreds of old white women with young Gambian men. On the plane to Gambia, all he saw was just white women going there. The ratio of male and female was not orthodox, to say the least. And he met up with this British woman living in Gambia who said that it's a fun time because you could have 2 or 3 men in a day and it doesn't matter how she dresses and how people just flock to her if they see the white skin.
You only have to be walking down the road. You can be wearing your scruffy clothes. It doesn't matter. They see the white skin, they want chance.
And then what?
And then she just proceeded to cook up the worst fucking sentence I've ever heard.
Want chance.
And then what? Does he ask for money straight off? Like, I'll come back home with you if you give me X?
No, they're not that blatant. But it's not long after you've brought them home that they start saying, oh, well, my mum's a bit sick and she needs to go to the hospital and I haven't quite got the money, and or my children's school fees are due and I ain't quite got the... You know, they'll come up with some excuse every time. They class it as a job. They've just got to put up with her for a certain amount of time, let her think they're in love with her. She's going to go back to England, oh, I've found my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. Because they're good at talking.
Yeah.
They're good at talking. It's just the way they are. You ain't never going to change them. It's the mentality that they've got.
It's just the way they are. You ain't never gonna change them. It's the mentality. Oh yeah, bro, a whole country's men just decided to be boy toys only because they wanted to, and it's just their mentality. Move them to a rich first world country. You think they're gonna be doing the same thing? Fuck no. These people are desperate for money, and she's just like, oh, it's the mentality. Why are these people like this? Oh yeah, mate, they do that because it's the mentality and not because they live in a place like this.
Can you not find a woman in Gambia?
There are a lot of Gambian women who love me, but I don't want to marry to a black. I'm a poor guy, you understand? I am a poor guy. I don't want to marry to a poor guy. In the next level, I cannot take care of her.
So the money comes from European
Yeah,
women?
from European women and old ladies. Obviously, they really help black people, you know. It's an appreciation that we appreciate it a lot. A lot, it helps us a lot.
Do you want to marry her?
You know, if I have a wife whom you know that she appreciates me and love me, I would marry the guy. Obviously from my heart. I will not even wait till tomorrow. If it is today, we make it tonight. I'm gonna get married.
These people are not even hiding it. These relationships are so transactional, it's actually insane. And before some people say, oh, Gattsu, every relationship is transactional. Please, bro, please, stop the cap. Relationships are only transactional if you make them out to be. People love each other for who they are and do not trade them for other, for example, more beautiful or more successful people. It's the same thing as seeing a handsome dude with an average looking girl and being like, oh, why is he with her? He could do so much better. Maybe he just loves her, bro. How about that one? How about that one? Maybe he just loves her and doesn't want to leave her. Maybe he does not want to, quote unquote, do better and wants to be with this person forever no matter who else he finds. Yeah, this Gambia thing is not one of those relationships though. Both parties know exactly what the other one wants. This is just with more steps. The dude in this situation is being exploited because he was born in fucking Gambia, where making money is next to impossible, but he has to survive somehow. And the older woman is just someone nobody wants to fuck, so she just exploits these young Gambian men for her own sexual needs and gives them money to survive, and in some cases, passport privilege as well. And like the whole situation is just extremely weird. For example, this couple, a Gambian man and a British woman, had a house together, and the whole thing was supposed to be built by this Gambian man, and then they were gonna live there together, and this Gambian man was going on about, oh yeah, this house costs like 80,000 euros, which is not money you can get in Gambia. The woman said she didn't give him any money to help him build the house. The dude just looks fucking dead inside while talking, and he said he worked as an engineer and had some other contracts, which is how he was able to afford to build this full ass house in around 5 years. And I don't know, man, a lot of stuff just doesn't match. You got 80,000 euros in Gambia to build this house, and you look dead inside while being with your girlfriend. And on top of that, the dude who was doing the documentary saw an ad that said this house was for rent, and then he confronted the woman saying it was for rent, and she said it was supposed to be rented out before they were gonna live there together, but the rental sign has been up for more than 2 years. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on, bro? Just a lot of different characters partaking in this action. The woman who thinks the men are doing it just because it's the mentality. There's a dude named fucking Karl Marx.
Hey!
We're joined by Karl Marx. He's been working on the beach for the last few years, trying to make a living from tourists.
Who said he doesn't want to marry a Gambian woman because he does not want to be poor. Him being named Karl Marx is the most suitable name because it's literally rich people taking advantage of the poor. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Going to another country just to get BBC is crazy to me. The thing is though, there are a ton of people who just travel to these poor regions because they want to experience the culture and just vibe check the whole place. So a lot of British people who actually want to travel for different reasons probably get accused of being there for the wrong reasons. Like if I hear a British dude going to Belarus, I'm instantly assuming he wants to date white women and the women in London are too posh for him. One of the reasons I'm happy I have a Georgian passport is 1, I can visit the European Union without a visa. 2, I cannot get accused of being a passport bro. Even if I go to Thailand, they'll be like, oh, Georgian passport. Oh, you poor mountain man who was a little communist for 70 years and exports dictators. Me. Kinda off topic here, but it's hilarious how a vocal minority of UK citizens have created a horrible stereotype for all British tourists aboard. I was in Poland recently, and speaking English with a British accent in Poland is basically asking everyone around you to hate you. I was hanging out with a few of my friends there, and Geopol and his friend, whenever they were out, just saw a group of lads. Not British people, but lads. You know the type. Here's a British person, here's a lad. The difference is very clear. And he saw just a group of lads yelling outside of a club in Poland, "We want pussy, we do." And then every Polish woman in the distance, of course, just came running up to them and jumping straight on their dicks. What's up, guys? Connor Klein here. Today I'll show you how to get 9s and 10s in Eastern Europe, which passport is the best for it. So what you want to do is just stand outside a club in Gdansk and yell that you want pussy. When they sense your Anglo accent, they'll instantly come up running to you and demanding your d. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to buy my $5,000 course on picking up Eastern European women.
Why Sigma males are more attractive than alpha males. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel.
I feel like I'm hating on the UK too much and annihilating my second biggest viewer demographic, but it's not only British people. For example, this here is Irish, and whatever. It just extends to anyone who knows they can abuse their privilege. And going to a country and meeting someone there and dating them is completely different from just going to Gambia to get BBC and just taking advantage of the poor people there. Plus, you have to realize, Gambia was the center of the slave trade. So seeing all this, even with its colonial past, is just fucking weird and honestly creepy too. To be honest, the only way to fix countries like this so the locals don't have to do this bullshit is to invest in their country. So the money comes from actual organizations and not just horny grandmas. Because yeah, 20% of the GDP being made up of this is just crazy. One good way to build the country up is by investing money, money, racks, moolah in the country and building schools so people have greater access to education. The investing money part will create a lot of jobs in factories and offices and whatnot, and the greater access to education will give them the ability to work in those industries instead of the BBC industry. Because even the fucking tourism industry, like a Gambian man can't even work in the tourism industry because all the fucking tourists there are like old British women knowing to get the magical 3 letters. So even if he just like wanted to be a normal fucking tour guide, eventually the people he was touring around would demand a little more extra for a performance bonus of tourism, you know? Also, I mean, it of course hurts the locals as well, right? Nobody wants to see their son or a family member go through this, literally prostituting themselves for money for some like old British fucking grandmas, you know? Imagine being a girl and like liking this one boy, but like everything is so poor, like that dude just does this bullshit for money because there's no other way to get money in this fucking country. So yeah, bro, if you're watching this from the UK and your mother recently went on a trip to Gambia, I have some bad news. I have some bad news for you, my man.
So somebody with a frog profile picture said I look like a monkey. Now listen, my I'll gladly play that role play monkey, because my dick will be swinging like a big ass baboon's BBC. I'm gonna come in your mom's room with a Tarzan outfit on, saying ooh ooh ah ah, when I'm hopping and dipping all in that ass with the BBC. I'll definitely be a monkey all day. Bring your fucking mom to the zoo and give her some of this monkey BBC, swinging it back and forth. Planet of the Apes on this bitch. I look like I work at Pizza Hut? Well, listen, here's what I'm gonna do. Because I look like I work at Pizza Hut, I'm gonna go ahead, grab one of the empty boxes that are in my motherfucking stove. Because I always keep an empty, you know, an empty pizza box just for the fuck of it until I feel like throwing it away. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna ring your mom's doorbell. When I know you're asleep, I'm gonna ring your mom's doorbell. She's not gonna answer it at first because she's gonna see a tall black man. But she's gonna peep through the peephole and see that I'm peanut butter complexion, so everything's gonna be alright. I'm gonna have the pizza box and be like, excuse me, ma'am, did you order pizza? She's gonna look at me up and down, see the abs chiseling and busting through the Under Armour, see the BBC slightly protruded to the left, and just pull me in. The pizza box flies. She said, wait a minute, there's no pizza. I said, well, you just pulled me in the house. Throws me on the couch. Gets to her knees. Grabs one fist. Grabs another. Gives me a double stack because I got the BBC. Starts twerking, twisting. I'm like, ooh, ooh, That's all I can really do. And I submit. And I just bust infinite hot loads of matrix juice right down her motherfucking throat until she goes and goes and asks for more. Get that ass band, bitch ass.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Watch this documentary, which will be linked in the description. It's actually amazing. Features a lot of plot points as well. It's pretty cool. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and goodbye.